It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, this is a team they knocked out in the first round in last year's playoffs, so they'd better be ready. Some extra motivation on this one. And last season we saw James Harden take on the role of acting point guard for his team. Even with the switch, he continued to pour in the points. But the real story, the assist. Man, why was that move so good?
Well, Harden has always been a ball-dominant point guard, I just think he's an underrated passer, but he's always been a great distributor. Now he's just doing it more. He's trying to average that triple-double.
You know what the funny thing is? When he didn't have the ball and he wasn't playing the point, I think he looked for a shot more. But knowing that it's in his hands every possession allows him the freedom to pass the basketball, and it's helped the Rockets.
Interesting. Now let's go to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
A view of I-40 in Chesapeake Energy Arena, taken from the Skydance Bridge in Oklahoma City. That's our setting tonight. Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. We'll see the Houston Rockets facing the Oklahoma City Thunder. And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. Now we have some conference rivals meeting up tonight. Clark, I know these games get very intense.
Yeah, in many ways, too, Kevin. The crowd is more amped up, louder, more emotional, more rabid, and the emotions between the players can run high, leading to friction and confrontation. So it's a charged environment when you lock heads with your rival.
Tip-off goes to Houston. Here's the starting group for Houston. Paul and Harden, the star-studded backcourt. Anderson is down low with Capella. And it's Ariza in at the three, the small forward. Now, here is Harden. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
Whenever Harden sprints inside, man, I love it. Has so many ways he can finish near the basket.
Paul against Westbrook. Adams with the screen on Paul. Here's the screen. Back to Westbrook. Takes a three. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, awesome watching Westbrook drain the three ball there. He just needs to focus on being a little more efficient from downtown.
Now here's Harden. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You know, what's astounding to me about Harden in his play last year was how he transformed himself, and it actually goes back to a conversation he had with Mike D'Antoni. He basically told Harden, I need you to be the point guard, and he's adjusted nicely to that role in Mike D'Antoni's high-octane offense.
Now, gentlemen, two shots. Move shots.
Free throw drops for Harden. With Harden, something clearly just clicked for him in his offensive game and scheme. Led his team in scoring, in assists, and rebounding. Did all that while playing fewer minutes than the year before.
And I think a lot of that you have to attribute to him embracing Mike D'Antoni's request for him to play point guard. I mean, he put up numbers you simply don't see in the NBA. And last season was clearly one of the great seasons in NBA history.
Here's Roberson. Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. A 3-ball, and the Thunder another 3.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
Now here's Paul. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
And here's Westbrook. James Harden getting it to go from deep. The kick out to Westbrook. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Ariza against George. Excellent D there from George. Releases. And that one's good, Anthony. Anthony's got 5.
Anthony's pull-up shot is lethal, guys. Exceptional at shooting while in rhythm.
Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Harden. Paul with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Paul passes to Capella. Outside Anthony. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
The first free throw is good.
And, you know, Carmelo Anthony is a special player, guys. A bulky, small forward with a quick trigger release, an elite scorer.
No good on the second free throw. Well, you could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically nothing.
And here is Paul, after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Clock at 6. Baseline try. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Playing on the road, always a challenge, but it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you can shoot the 3-ball the way they did.
And, Greg, they were shooting that thing with confidence, boy. Every time they got a clean look from deep, the trigger was pulled. Wow.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Westbrook against Paul. The dish to Capella. They can't stop the run with that one.
Loved how they guarded that layup. Didn't make it easy, which I think is why he missed it.
From deep, George. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Yeah, you're just not going to win many committing turnovers at the rate they did. That was just outrageous.
Yeah, carelessness. That's what it was. I mean, slinging all kind of risky passes and dribbling with no purpose. I call that treadmill dribbling. You're moving but not going anywhere. You can't win that way.
And here's Westbrook. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Westbrook dishes to Robertson. And here's George for 3. The rebound by Anderson.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
For 3, Westbrook hits it from 3-point range. Westbrook's got 9. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Anthony with the screen on Harden. Screen by Adams. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Dishes it to Adams. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
No good on that one. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Well, having depth is such a big deal for these teams, Clark. As you get deeper into the season, we see how these injuries begin to pile up.
Yeah, and they can hurt you. And you know they're going to happen. You've got to be lucky. A lot of it depends on your preparation and your preventative training. And that's not only on the training staff, but it's also on the players to take care of their bodies, get their rest, and do the things they need to do to try to be ready to play every game.
Here's Paul. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. 6 to shoot. Here's Nene. And Adams sends it back.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
Now here's Anthony. He had 16 points in the win against Utah.
Yeah, excellent work on the boards that night. Always in attack mode, and that allowed him to get plenty of rebounds.
Harden with it. Now defended by Adams. Ariza against George. And Ariza with the stuff.
Super athleticism from Ariza. Exceptional at slamming it down.
Outside Westbrook. Lob pass to George. He dishes it to Anthony. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Anthony's got his 3rd basket of the night.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Screen by Adams. Westbrook kicks to Roberson. George against Ariza. Back to Roberson. George, that's a 2-pointer. Almost, but it rolls out.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Now here's Westbrook. Harden missing his last shot. Screen by Adams. And George kicks to Roberson. Anthony on the wing. All sorts of time. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. And that's 10 points for Carmelo Anthony.
That's 4 connections and 5 tries now for him in what's been a great first quarter.
Paul passes to Harden. Anderson the screen. Ariza outside. Nene with the screen on Anthony. Anderson right side. And another 3 for Houston.
And, you know, throughout his career, Anderson has stroked it well from distance. So confident from behind the arc.
Ball against Westbrook. Adams with the screen on Ariza. George missing again.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
He tries for three. Ariza no luck. The Thunder leading by 5. Outside Westbrook. Outside Anthony. Screen by Adams. Adams with the screen on Anderson. Westbrook wide open. He fires. Nailed from three-point land.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Paul. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Nene, the screen. Clock at 6. Over in the corner, Paul. From deep. Doesn't go for him. Westbrook with the nice D there. And so here is Oklahoma City. 8-point game. Screen by Adams. Westbrook dishes to George. Adams sets the pick for George. Pass to Adams. It's rebounded by Houston. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first-round series in last year's playoffs and ended up sending them packing.
Added incentive in a game like this. I mean, they've got to be ready to rise up to that challenge.
Ariza has the open look. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Ariza's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Houston. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength. And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
The shot by Nene, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Now here's Harden, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Harden kicks to Paul. Anderson a screen on Westbrook, and Paul gets it to go in.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
Well, Chris Paul signing the big contract this past offseason, and you knew he'd end up with one of the biggest deals out there, and his impact on a team goes far beyond just stats.
And Oklahoma City going with a whole new group out there. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. Gordon comes in for Trevor Ariza. Patterson, the screen. Here's Aprinas. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Well, Greg, Houston wanted Chris Paul, and they got their man. One of the bigger surprises, certainly, of the offseason.
Yeah, and without Paul on this roster, this team isn't in the conversation for winning. You need him to keep your window of winning open, and he is just that impactful and makes everyone on the floor better.
For Oklahoma City, they have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
Not a strong suit for this group, just around 71%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
One shot, find the lanes.
Rockets trail by 7. Outside Gordon. Harden outside. Nene, the screen. Harden draws the double and stolen by Felton. Here's Grant, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Grant's got his first bucket of the night.
Man, that is almost the perfect arc on that mid-range J from Grant. You can see evidence of the work he's put into improving that jump shot of his.
It's
oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed. And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker, terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
And that last replay, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Felton kicks to Grant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off the screen. They get the rebound.
And sometimes, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City, and he's supplying a lot of their offense with his three-point shooting. Knocked down 4 from distance in that quarter alone. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of 18 children back in New Zealand.
So, the youngest over there has to do everything, all chores, pretty much 18 years of being rookie. That's pretty much all it is, and people just beat you up for no reason.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, I'd say it might have toughened him up a little bit, that's for sure. Wow, 18? That is mind-boggling.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Oklahoma City right now, Houston is out there with Grant. Then there's Felton. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Abrinas in at the 2. Now Felton, after Eric Gordon's three-pointer that didn't go. Passes it to Patterson. Misses the 3. Rockets trail by 7. Gordon kicks to Capella. To the middle. Here's Nene. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game, phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Clark, when you watch a team that's clicking on offense, what are some of the smaller things, the small details that are setting them apart?
Well, a couple of things. One is solid screen setting. That's huge because that's an unselfish act when you set a screen to get somebody else open. Then ball movement, being willing to go past a good opportunity for a next pass best opportunity. I think the Golden State Warriors do that as well as any team in basketball. The extra pass, sharing the ball, and giving themselves up for each other.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Pass to Abrinas. It's Patterson atop the key. Patterson a screen on Capella. Off the pick. And the dunk by Grant.
And the commitment from Grant on the drive to the rim, I mean, he's absolutely ferocious, relentless in how he attacks the rim.
Gordon with it. Now Felton defending. Off the pick. And Houston again with the bucket.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Patterson, the screen. They set the pick. Here's Abrinas. Hits the three-point bomb. Abrinas has got 6.
Hey, I tell you what, the contest on that shot was lacking. Very subpar, which is why the shooter buried it.
And here is Capella. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Yeah, what a nice play. Just a coast-to-coaster by himself off of that steal.
For Oklahoma City, they have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
Shooting 1.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
Here's Abrinas, defended by Gordon. Patterson a screen on Capella. Here's Grant, and Capella sends it back.
And every season, Capella has improved as a shot blocker. Timing, awareness, recognition. He's really good at erasing shot attempts.
And last season, the Rockets' offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. Two great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense.
Now Tucker, after the missed three from Raymond Felton. Gordon the pass to Tucker. Nene the screen. Tucker with the ball. Grant on him. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Abrinas, guarded by Tucker. Felton kicks to Eustace. They set the pick. Here's Abrinas. He's got 9. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Ball against Felton. Now, here's Tucker. He's tightly guarded and stolen by Felton. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 4 rebounds in this game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Gordon with it. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Clippers. And the wide-open shot from Paul kept alive. Capella with the bucket.
Love how Capella stays alert on the offensive board, creating second-chance opportunities thanks to that activity.
Felton kicks to Patterson. Beyond the arc. Not going to go that time. The Rockets go the other way with it. Paul dishes to Tucker. The drive by Paul. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Kicks it to Patterson. And it's Abrinas in the corner. Back to Patterson. Here's Grant. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And Paul gets it to go in.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And it's Grant in the corner. The Thunder with another miss.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Tucker the pass to Paul. To the inside. It's tipped. Now Grant, looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Paul kicks it to Tucker. He feeds it to Gordon. Capella with a screen on Patterson. Gordon dishes to Capella. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. They've led by as many as 11 points. In the corner, it's Felton. Patterson a screen on Paul. 6 on the shot clock. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Felton. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for Houston. Rockets trail by 4. Capella sets a screen for Paul. Tipped away. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Ball against Felton. Here's Abrinas. 9 points in the game so far. In the corner, it's Patterson. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
And Nene has it in the corner, outside Gordon. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
A moment now to see the numbers for Capella. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. First in shooting percentage, 4th in blocks, and he's truly a force around the rim, ranking among the top 5 in rebounds per game.
And you're right, he's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot. That's why he's tops in field goal percentage. Gordon, the pass to Capella. He gets that one.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down low.
Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
Clark, in your rookie season in the NBA, did you ever have a welcome to the NBA moment, you know, a play or a sequence where you were brutally introduced to how unforgiving the NBA can truly be?
Yeah, how about my first night out? Spencer Haywood ran me in circles, and I shot 2 for 17, scored 6 or 8 points, and he was in my head from the very beginning. Thankfully, the Pacers won that game because it was a forgettable night other than that. But Spencer Haywood, even to this day, when I bump into him, reminds me of how he disrupted me and distracted me in that first game of my rookie season.
Back to Ariza, tries a 3, and the 3 ball is good. Ariza's got 11.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
The Thunder with the lead. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Adams with the screen on Ariza. Back to Adams. George against Ariza. Just 5 on the clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Really hard to think of a more impactful perimeter defender than PG, Paul George. I mean, his combination of size, athleticism, and technique enabled him to smother the opposition at times.
He misses the free throw. And Paul George, a lockdown defender at 6'9", Clark 6'10". He has the foot speed to stay with players a foot shorter.
Yeah, he's a very unique defender with his size, length, and speed and athleticism. Gets around screens, doesn't get screened. He can recover the shooters. I mean, he's the real complete package at the defensive end.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
You don't see him have too many of those trips to the line.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Outside Gordon. Feeds it to Harden. Back to Gordon. 5 to shoot. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Gordon's got the lead up to 2 now for the Rockets.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Robertson dishes to Anthony to halt the run, and it's Russell Westbrook with the 3. Westbrook's got 15.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
Now, here's Ariza, 11 points in the game. Back to Anderson. Right through the D for the layup. Anderson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And here's Anthony for three. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
Down low. Great communication on the alley-oop.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run.
And as the receiver, he doesn't feel the need to go for the monster finish that time. I mean, laying it up for the 2 points worked out just fine.
Houston on D, and yes, it's good. He's got 8.
There's only so much you can do against a guy like Paul George. I mean, when he's this deep inside, he uses his height and his bounce really well.
Now, here's Capella. 7 points in the game. Here's Harden. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Well, you look at a player of Harden's ability, and a couple of things stand out for me. One is his competitive spirit. He's understated, but he's very competitive. He doesn't take nights off. He's a guy who really takes pride in showing up and playing every game.
One shot.
And to illustrate Harden's competitive nature, last season he famously said, "I just want to hoop. I'll rest when I'm done." Clark, that's exactly what you want to hear from your team leader.
Yeah, you love hearing that. Owning the responsibility of leading and showing up all the time. And Harden, heavily depended upon by his team, gives you everything he has every night. Not super flashy, but very competitive and driven.
And already his third foul. It's got to be time to get him out of there probably until the third quarter.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
Another thing they've been able to really get going so far tonight has been the 3-ball, the long-range shooting.
And the first one drops.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Both good from the line that time.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked them down, and it was easy.
Thunder trailing by 3. Adams. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Clint Capella. The Thunder have gone just 4 of 8 from the line tonight, hoping to move that free throw percentage up a bit. No good on the free throw. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
And he's good on the second. Houston in the lead. We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Harden left side over Westbrook. Harden, no good. We've seen them struggle on the half-court offense.
I had a coach that once told me sometimes guys just try to self-will it too much. Whether it's getting out on the break or scoring in the half-court, you've got to do it as a unit.
Now Ariza. After Westbrook's missed 3, another miss by Harden.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Westbrook kicks to Roberson. Screen by Adams. Roberson can't hit. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Harden left side. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession.
Simply missed the connection there. I mean, I like the unselfishness. Admirable, but just not the result.
Here's Westbrook. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Utah Jazz. And there's the pass to George. Anthony right side.
Jump ball, jump ball, jump ball. You two.
And so here is Oklahoma City. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Rockets lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Billy Donovan. Coach, it's been back and forth in the first half. What's it going to come down to?
Well, obviously it's close. We know we're playing against a great team, so we just got to keep grinding and keep playing.
We'll see how it turns out, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Shaq, the Eel O'Neal. James Harden was the man in the first. He had 20 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
They were really efficient on offense. Shared the basketball well, great shot selection. That accounted for a high field goal percentage in the first half.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, they've been getting worked on the glass. Out-hustled, out-muscled, out-bustled. Where's the fight? I know they got some tough matchups down low, but if they really want to win the game, they need to crash the boards way harder in the second half.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the fact that he's staying in aggressive attack mode. I mean, forcing the issue, making the defense foul.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Oklahoma City trailing. And on the floor for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Anderson is down low with Capella. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. And it's Ariza in at the 3 spot.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now here's Paul. Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. The feed to Harden. From deep. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
Nice to see Harden continue to expand his range. He is an absolute laser from outside.
Westbrook kicks to George. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight.
Okay, you got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Ariza with it. Now Anthony defending. Anderson with the screen for Paul. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. Capella with the bucket. Capella's got 9 points.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Westbrook passes to George. Pulls up on the wing, and the shot is good. George has got it all tied up now for Oklahoma City. And we all know that Mike D'Antoni is one of the most respected offensive minds in basketball. You look at his coaching tree, and there are branches all over the NBA. He has a lot of respect from his peers.
I mean, when you have sustained success like D'Antoni has had, the respect comes with that track record of success. D'Antoni has a great working relationship with a lot of other coaches as well.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
And the dunk by Capella. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 12 rebounds.
Well, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
Westbrook dishes to George. For the lead, Westbrook can't get it to go. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Harden kicks to Paul. Back to Harden. They set the screen. Harden draws the double.
Jump ball. You too.
And so here is Oklahoma City. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Westbrook kicks to George. Beyond the arc. And it's Westbrook again missing. Ariza with it. Westbrook picks him up. Ariza passes to Paul. He kicks to Harden. Anderson the screen. Capella with a screen on Anthony. 4 on the clock. Paul for 3. That shot no good. Westbrook with the nice D there. George, that's a 2-pointer. Here's Adams. And he gets it to go. Adams has got 6.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 23. A 3 from Anderson. Westbrook pulls it in.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Anthony with the bucket.
Well, you got to respect the jump shot of Anthony because he's got the ultimate green light. And because of that freedom, he's a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
Here's Paul after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Paul kicks to Capella. Back to Paul. Over Westbrook. The Rockets again can't hit.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Drills the 3-pointer.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
There's the pick. Screen by Capella. Harden draws the double. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. Over Adams. The offensive rebound. Capella with the bucket. The Thunder leading by 3. Westbrook dishes to Anthony. Oklahoma City moving it around. And Roberson kicks to Adams. And Capella sends it back. Launches it. And there's Paul George on the assist from Roberson. 19 points for Paul George.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now, here is Harden. His scoring average of about 32.5 points a game tells you all you need to know about how dangerous a player he can be. Here's Westbrook. James Harden picking up that last basket. And Westbrook, here we go. And Capella sends it back. Now, here is Harden. He's covered closely. Paul passes to Harden. Ariza outside. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists now tonight.
Outstanding presence of mind. Harden is constantly looking for the open shooter.
And here's George for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Paul's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season.
You know, this quarter has been all him, all about him. They're getting it to him in his spots, and he's taking over.
Harden sets the pick for Paul. Harden outside, and it's all evened up. Harden's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Rockets.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
It's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career.
Wow! Are you? My goodness. Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Patterson, he's checked in for Anthony. Grant comes in for George. Abrinas is checked in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Houston also making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Ryan Anderson. And Gordon's subbed in for Paul. And the jam by Harden.
And Harden's a prolific scorer. We know that. He gets it done from everywhere, anywhere, thanks mainly to that outstanding confidence.
Grant with the ball. He's picked up by Ariza. No one near Felton as he lets it go. And the three ball is good. Felton's got his second basket of the night. Harden with a screen on Felton. Ball stolen. Adams in the high post. Adams with the screen on Harden. Here's Abrinas. He's got 9. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, Felton. Again, the miss by Felton.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
Ariza against Grant. Ariza kicks to Harden. Fires from deep. Thunder with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Felton dishes to Adams, and that one drops for him. Adams has got 6 points in the quarter.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Harden outside. And that's good for 2.
Love the speed with which Harden gets his shot off, timing his release beautifully off the pass. Nice stuff.
The dish now to Grant. Patterson, the screen. Back to Grant. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Clark, you were a strong free throw shooter when you played. Why do some big men have such a hard time being at least serviceable at the free throw line?
Well, I'm not as big as some of the biggest guys that have the most trouble. Typically, you see guys north of 6'8", 6'9", struggling tremendously from the line in general. And because of that, I think sometimes it's the mechanics of shooting the ball, and big hands can sometimes be a hindrance to that.
Gentlemen,
oftentimes it's a matter of how much
shots.
do you work at it and how soon do you start working at it. A lot of times big guys tend to focus on their post moves and scoring the ball close to the bucket and not as much as shooting. But you're seeing more and more big guys with sweet strokes, and I think it's a matter of, again, basic fundamentals, mechanics, and then putting in hours and hours and hours of work on it.
Hustis is checked in for the Thunder. He hits the second from the line.
And, you know, Grant, a second-round pick, has worked hard for his minutes in the NBA. He's an exceptional athlete who plays with a real edge, a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Harden the pass to Gordon. Ariza outside. No good on the 3.
It's just one of those games for him so far. Nothing seems to be finding the bottom of the net.
Outside, Felton. Abrinas kicks to Adams. Now here's Felton. 6 points for him. And it's Abrinas in the corner. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Rockets trail by 4.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
And here's Gordon. He has 7. Harden outside. Nene setting the pick for Harden. It's Ariza on the wing. Nene with the screen on Grant. Ariza dishes to Nene. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Steven Adams picks one up.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Thunder.
What a tremendous showing from the three-pointer all through this game.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Free throw good, Nene. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. The Thunder leading by 3. Grant in the post. Ariza covering. No coverage that time. And that's now 9 points for Raymond Felton.
Boy, I like how quickly he threw the bounce pass there. Hard to defend against that.
Nene, the screen. Gordon kicks to Nene. Dishes it to Harden. Gordon with no one around. Another miss by Houston. Oklahoma City shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. Felton the pass to Adams. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And a look here at the shot chart for the Thunder.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. And the Thunder making a switch here. George is checked in. No good on the second free throw. Rockets trail by 7. Outside Gordon. There's 47 seconds left in the third. And Tucker has it in the corner. Traps in the tray. Tucker's got 6.
You know, leaving somebody that wide open is not prudent. I mean, you got to expect to get burned when you put that kind of effort forward.
Adams with the screen on Hart. And George kicks to Grant. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Grant's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, nice unselfishness by George, zipping the ball to one of his guys as soon as he sees him open to get the shot off.
Gordon with it. He has 7. Nene, the screen, and looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, and those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis for the officials.
And it seems like they've been more than willing to crack down on those. Makes it tough to get as physical as you'd like to out there.
Here's George. Here's Adams. Misses. The third quarter comes to a close. Thunder out in front, up 7. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Exert yourself by being disciplined and focused on the right stuff. All right, good job. Oh, let's go. All right.
Words of praise from Billy Donovan asking them to stay locked in, make good choices.
Yeah, and when all 5 of these guys are on the same page, great things tend to happen. So let's see if that continues.
Just 1 quarter left in regulation. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. On the wings, Abrinas and George. Grant is out there with Adams. Then it's Felton in at the 1 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. 3-pointer. Grant. That's good. And the Thunder lead by 7.
Well, I tell you, I like the fact that Grant is selective in the shots that he takes. He's looking for quality. He senses the defense is playing off him. As the pass is coming to him, he's prepared. He's getting shot ready as the pass is in the air.
Harden draws the double. Here's Tucker. And another 3 for Houston.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Outside, Felton. Stolen by Harden. Over Felton. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's Abrinas. The shot's good on the assist by George. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And, boy, when you see someone hurting like this, it's always scary.
You're exactly right, Greg. I mean, with the way it looks, what we have to hope for now is that somehow it's not a long-term issue.
For the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Paul subbed in for James Harden. Up top, Capella, defended by George. Pass to Tucker. 3-pointer. Trains the 3-pointer. Tucker's got 9 points here in the second half.
And all of a sudden, that 3 puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
You bet he has. I mean, working overtime. The triple's been his bread and butter in this ball game. Nothing but butter. Sweet butter.
Westbrook kicks to Grant. Clock at 6. He dishes it to Adams. Over Anderson. That one doesn't drop. And Houston the other way now. Passes to Gordon. Now here's Tucker, defended by George. Kicks it out to Gordon to tie it up. And another 3 for Houston.
You cannot let Gordon get it going from the perimeter, Kevin. I mean, he's an incredibly consistent and persistent long-range shooter.
Felton kicks to Westbrook. Over Paul. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And the Thunder lead by 2.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway. Take the shot that's available.
Capella with a screen on Grant. Back to Paul. And they double up Paul. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
And you might as well ride him, Kevin. When he's hot like that, feeling it, Capella needs to be ridden and ridden hard.
Screen by Adams. Westbrook dishes to Adams. And Capella sends it back. Now Tucker. Paul, a screen on Westbrook. Screen by Capella. Back to Tucker. Anderson the screen. To take the lead. Here's Capella. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Man, it's nice to see Capella get that deep position inside. And then he's able to draw the foul as he forces the defense to whack him.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Well, I tell you what, it's really impressive how Capella has improved his role so quickly, Kevin. I mean, he's a starting caliber center known for his defense, but continues to make strides on offense, too.
Anthony's checked in for Oklahoma City. Roberson comes in for Raymond Felton. So he gets them both. The Thunder have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Outside, George puts it up from 12, and again it's Oklahoma City.
And the defense can only do so much when Anthony is locked in. There's nothing you can do to stop that guy.
Screen by Capella. Paul kicks it to Tucker. Capella with a screen on Anthony. On the wing, Gordon, defended by George. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots from the elbow. A nice shot by Tucker. And the Rockets lead by 2.
And though lacking some height, Kevin, Tucker has the bounce, the reach, and the strength and attitude to do damage inside.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
He just threw that possession away. Hopefully he learns from that and doesn't make the same mistake again.
Rockets have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Paul kicks to Capella. Gordon a screen. Back to Paul. There's the 3. The Thunder pull it in. Anthony's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And I love how...
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. And let's get an update on James Harden's injury. David, any news there?
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Rockets' head athletic trainer. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. He won't be returning to this game, and he may be out for a long time. Kevin?
Okay, Dave, thanks. Sounds like he won't be out for too long. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Houston.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
Shooting one.
That's good from Capella. Thunder trailing by 3. Here's George. Screen by Adams. Shoots it up. Offensive rebound. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. That gives him a double-double in this one. 11 points and 11 rebounds. Gordon kicks it to Tucker. Pass to Anderson. Intercepted. And here we go, Anthony heading to the hoop. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
And Melo is highly explosive, nailing shots left and right. The D has got to get it out of his hands.
Screen by Capella. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Well, it seems like he's gotten a little loose with it since halftime. His fingers may be a little slick or slippery. He went from no turnovers in the first half to quite a few here in the second.
Here's Westbrook. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one's on Eric Gordon.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
2 shots.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Here's Paul. Sinks the 15-footer. Paul's got it all tied up now for Houston.
From that area of the court, he's automatic. I mean, the mid-range jumper is and always will be Chris Paul's shot.
Outside for George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Roberson. There's the pick. Adams with the screen on Gordon. Stolen by Gordon. Kicks it to Paul. And they double up Paul. Trying to find Capella. Gets it to him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Tell you what, Kevin, there aren't many players who would have even seen that pass, but when we're talking about Chris Paul, he's got unique vision, unlike most anybody else.
Anthony with the screen on Paul. Westbrook passes to Anthony. 6 to shoot. Back to Westbrook. There's the 3. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got 6 assists in the game.
This guy is simply having a great game from outside.
The Rockets trail. Now here's Paul. Capella with a screen on Westbrook. Anderson with the screen for Paul. On the wing, Eric Gordon. Here's Capella. It's good. Capella's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Sheer power there from Capella. Not an easy guy to contain when he's going up with the shot.
Roberson dishes to Westbrook. Adams with the screen on Paul. Roberson and Oklahoma City again with the bucket. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Ariza kicks to Capella. He feeds it to Paul. Outside Gordon. Shoots the 3. Hits it from three-point range. And the Rockets lead by 2.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Paul against Westbrook. Paul outside. Over Anthony. And it's Paul missing. Oklahoma City's gotten off 4 three-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Anderson against Anthony. Adams with the screen on Gordon. Roberson gets the bucket.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Screen by Capella. They set the screen. And here's Gordon. Paul outside. And they double up Paul. It's stolen by Anthony. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. A beautiful reverse layup. Anthony's got 6 points in the quarter.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy. Anderson
the screen. Ariza outside from deep. Off offensive rebound. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
And, you know, Capella is so strong that you really got to wrap him up if you're going to commit the foul on him. He's really the guy you want on the stripe in that situation. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's clutch.
Oklahoma City has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. The three from George. That shot off the mark. The Rockets go the other way with it. It's the first, and that gives them the lead.
Really appreciate the all-around game of Gordon. He's an underrated defender, but a dynamic scorer.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 2-point ball game.
And that's how you do it. Free throws can make a huge difference in a tight game.
Westbrook kicks to George. The drive by Anthony. It's in! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
This is what happens when you allow Carmelo Anthony to heat up.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Clint Capella.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over that last break, I listened to Mike D'Antoni talk to his team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Gordon with it. Back to Paul. Capella sets a screen for Paul. 4 on the shot clock. Yes!
Capella does a nice job maintaining his focus on the offensive end. He doesn't get a ton of touches, but whenever he gets a clean look at the rim, he takes advantage of it.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're trailing by 2. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, and looking at how much time they have, I think it's likely we'll see them try to get a good look and score quickly.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ariza, a screen on George. Ariza outside. Here's Paul. Hits the front of the rim and out. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 2. 12 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? You can go for the 3 to win or the 2 to tie. What's your choice in a situation like this?
Well, I don't think you set that decision in stone and anchor it in this timeout. You see how things play out. You're going to try to get a good, quick shot. And if it's a good 3 with a good shooter, let it fly. If it's something in the paint, then you take that. But it's about being a good, quick shot in this situation. And I love seeing Anthony come up with big plays in these moments because his team is depending on him to score, especially when the game is tight.
Paul for three. Oh, no good there. The potential game winner off the mark. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. Well, if you're just joining us, the intensity has really heated up in this one. As we watch this one go now to overtime.
Boys, nice time.
It'll be the Thunder off the tip, so the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Steven Adams is out there with Anthony, and it's George in at the small forward.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Here's Robertson for three. Westbrook rebounded by Capella.
Boy, strange that he bricked that one. I mean, no clue where the defense was, and tell you what, they got very lucky.
Ball against Westbrook. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
That one's not going to go. Outside, George. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Westbrook against Gordon. Now Capella feeds it to Paul. From the arc. Traps in the tray. Paul's got the lead up to three now for the Rockets.
You know, the defense has to be conscious of his playmaking, so a lot of times that gives Chris Paul plenty of room to get off the three-point shot.
It's stolen by Ariza. On the wing, Eric Gordon. Money from the wing. And the Rockets lead by 5.
Watching Gordon go to work in moments like this, priceless. Shows he's not afraid to take big shots.
And George kicks to Westbrook. The shot's good on the assist by George. And it's now 26 points for Russell Westbrook.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
They've been out-hustled. At this point, hard to see them recovering from that.
Paul passes to Ariza. Back to Paul. Trying to find Capella. Gets it to him. He's off on that one.
A highlight reel play all the way. Just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention.
And what an exciting game here with 3 minutes played so far in overtime. Ball against Westbrook. Back to Gordon. Shot clock at 5. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got his third rebound on the night. Anthony dishes to Robertson. Anderson against George. Here's Anthony, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And Houston gets called for the foul.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that gives them the lead. The Rockets making a switch here. Tucker's checked in. And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good.
And you can sense that the pressure might have gotten to him a little bit, but he did do enough to put them in the lead.
Ariza kicks to Paul. To the paint, Capella, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 31 points for Clint Capella.
You know, Capella's really hard to deal with inside, especially inside. He does a nice job using his size to get that shot off.
Roberson the pass to Anthony over Anderson, right over the D. Anthony's got 32 points.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Greg, both of these teams completely aligned, in sync right now. I mean, they are torching the Nets late in this ball game. This is the red-hot version of Chris Paul right there.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Now the pass to Roberson. Anthony against Anderson. The 11-footer. Now here's Paul. Over Westbrook. Here's Capella. Buries it.
And this atmosphere is bananas.
Electric in here. I mean, that was a tremendous shot, but this crowd all over it. Turned up.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're trailing by 3. 32 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. What's your take, guys?
Hey, they do have enough time here if they shoot quickly to get the 2-for-1. We'll see if they try it.
Anthony can't hit.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And an intentional foul right there.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
At the line right now is one of the great do-it-all point guards ever. Scorer, playmaker, defender. There's not anything CP3 can't do.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. 2-possession game now.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're trailing by 5. 16 seconds left in the first overtime. What do you think, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Whatever it is, got to be fast. I mean, can't waste any time at this point.
They grab their own miss. And here's Westbrook from the arc, but they recover it. And Adams kicks to Westbrook. Knocks down the 3.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Timeout called the Rockets. They lead by 2. 3 seconds left in overtime. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
And so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the double. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Yeah, probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire, but give them credit. They were able to regroup in that overtime, and this win has to feel satisfying.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Congrats, James, on the win. This is a very tough team. What does it mean to beat them?
It meant a lot. We wanted to come out here and play with some energy. Guys made shots defensively. It was a gutsy win for us.
I'm sure you'll see these guys again. Thanks, James. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.